Welcome to the ALL8 podcast, your source for all things rugby. I am Adrian Pawat, alongside me my co-host Angelo Putter. So Angie, hoe
Back
lyk
at
dinge,
it
Joe?
again. I'm good, brother. How are you?
Can't complain. I think it was a great weekend. I think we can say rugby was on another level in terms of
Was it was it
fixtures.
was it on a level?
Not too much for certain teams. Well, Storm was on the other end, not having it good. Another loss against, obviously, the top of the table, Leinster.
Yeah,
I think it's important for them, or it was important for them to actually get that victory so that they can climb a bit the ladder. But unfortunately, they did not get that the win. Fortunately
yes.
enough, the Sharks got the win. Blue Bulls,
Well deserved win for the
well
Sharks.
deserved win. I mean, after
Definitely.
them struggling a bit, I'm grateful for John Plumtree's victory over, I think it's a Cardiff.
Yeah.
Cardiff 22-42, and then the Blue Bulls coming up against the Lions 37-22. Blue Bulls struggling in the first half, 11-10 I think, 11-10 half time, and then the Blue Bulls, the bomb squad came on.
Yeah, definitely. You know
Bomb
the bomb
squad
squad of
came,
South Africa. What a team. What a team. Great 7 players from the bench. Make an impact, do their thing, and seal the game for them.
Blue Bulls obviously coming out victorious in the match against the Lions, but I don't know if you saw that massive tackle of Kalen Moody on
Shoot.
Mani.
Shoot.
Manny Rush.
Maar niet een beetje pakken van daar, maar dat is maar deel van die game. Dat is deel van die game.
It was a big hit, but I think it's all got to do with technique. I think
Definitely.
he lined
Timing.
him up. I
Timing.
think Manny just turned himself way too long, and Caden hitting him very hard. And I think that's so far tackle of the weekend.
Yeah, but we must clarify it. Same weight group.
Yeah,
Same weight group, definitely.
Yeah, you know, Manny is not the biggest guy, explosive guy,
Very
powerful
explosive.
guy. So yeah, but it was all in all great tackle. Then obviously your Scarlets coming out against Edinburgh 30-24. I thought Scarlets did exceptionally well. I think it's important for Wales rugby
Definitely
currently.
rocked up, eh?
Wales rugby not doing too great. But hopefully the Six Nations coming up now that we were going to chat about.
Yeah,
Hopefully Wales is going to improve a bit. I mean, ending loss.
They have to improve because the stats not so good, eh?
Not so good. I mean, what about 9-10 match losing streak? So it's not that great for a team of their caliber. I mean, was renowned for the
International
win.
players, eh?
Was renowned for
International
Six
players.
Nation wins, Grand Slams. So it's not good for Wales, but I think
Definitely.
what
They can do better.
Yeah, what
They
the
can do
team what the
better.
teams are doing now currently in the URC, it's a building and it's a stepping stone towards something good. I mean, Ospreys coming out 43 points to 0 against Benetton, and I mean.
Unexpected.
Unexpected. Benetton, remember Benetton
Unexpected.
lost to La Rochelle last week, and losing against Ospreys, which were like an up and down team in the URC. I think it was good.
There's a lot of surprises in this URC, so there's a lot to come,
Yeah,
I guess. But I think the Stormers will bounce back with a bang.
yeah. I think home games.
They
You
will
know,
take
Stormers
all
always
the home games.
Cape Town Stadium,
Different
always a
vibe.
fortress.
Different vibe in Cape Town.
Different vibe. I mean, they just bring the energy, and I think with the injuries they have, I think most of the guys will come back now and come back strong. I think your also Yankees that also stood out a bit in the game
Yeah,
that passed.
definitely.
But I think the team they played against was at the end of the day they were the better team, and
Definitely.
I think
And
they can learn from
And
it.
they took every opportunity.
Yeah, 100%. I think what they did
Definitely.
with playing the ball wide against the Stormers,
Yeah.
a lot of teams exposing them out wide, not too good. But I think a lot of communication needs to be
Definitely.
highlighted in terms of defense, because I think the centers is not communicating too well. and I think they're exposing the wings because the wings need to
Definitely.
come back in. And then Angie, we go through the
back to
Six
the
Nations.
Six Nations.
Six Nations
What
is back.
Wat 'n call rugby op jou voorstoep soos die mense sal sê. Lekker physical, dis weer international rugby. As jy gaan kyk Frans versus Wales, soos nog 'n paar Wales is 'n bietjie op die agtervoet.
France, Frans.
Frans lek nog sy wonde van die World Cup.
I think France.
Do you think France?
France by 5.
France by 5.
France by 5.
I
Your
back
prediction?
Wales by
Wales,
10.
Wales by 10.
Definitely.
Wales by 10. Is
Scot-
that a bet?
We can go for a bit.
Oh, what's the bet?
A Gatsby.
A Gatsby.
Yeah,
Okay, we
go
can
full
do
house.
that.
Full house Gatsby. Full house Gatsby.
Full house steak
Full house
Gatsby.
Gatsby. Steak Gatsby. On order. Die eiergeel moet loop.
Okay.
Ek soek eiergeel wat moet loop.
There
Baie
you have it,
belangrik.
a done deal. We have a full house Gatsby bet with our Super Brew predictions for the upcoming Six Nations.
France versus Wales. Wales
France
with more
versus
than
Wales. You said Wales
than 10.
with more than 10.
More than 10.
Eee, brother.
10. Ja, brother. Then up next, Scotland versus Italy.
Scotland versus Italy. I'm going Scots. Scots by 10.
Always back at the Scottish. So Scotland. Also
Scotland by 10.
10.
And then
Ireland versus England. What a one. What a game. I think this is the highlight of the weekend.
I'm giving it to the Irish.
Listen, man, I'm on a dry January, but by this game, I'm gonna take a beer.
What do you think?
Ireland.
Ireland?
Ireland by 5 points.
Yeah, I would say Ireland by 10.
Ireland by 10.
Ooh, that's a bit too much. I say Ireland by 7.
By 7.
Ireland by 7. So the bet currently is with France and Wales. Eh?
In Wales,
So,
definitely.
yes. So are you sure you want to take that bet, brother?
Definitely.
Well, there you have it. We have a bet going on between Pitt and Paris.
Here we go.
A full house steak Gatsby. Die eiergeel moet loop.
Let's go Wales. Let's go Wales. Let's go
And
Wales.
we know
Let's
that
go.
France will do it, but let's just give it to him for now. But we
AD,
know France will do it.
Back to the news.
Back to the news.
France thing.
Big call, eh? Coming out of the big, but out of a Rassi position straight into coaching the Cheetahs. Huh?
I think that's a good
Brother?
thing for the Cheetahs.
I think it's good for them. I think it's somebody that wears the Cheetahs upon on his heart, and I think it's something good for the Bloemfontein faithful. I think they've been struggling a bit, and I couldn't put my head around it because the quality of players they have is exceptional. I mean, your Jasper,
A lot of depth.
I mean your Eithman, Rudolph. Brother, we can go on and on. We can
The list is
name a
long.
lot
The
of
list is long.
guys.
Yeah,
The
then-
youngsters is putting up their hands, and I just think there's certain things they just need to tweak in terms of game skills. Maybe they're not the most physical team, but I think
Definitely.
out wide they're dangerous.
And with Frans Steyn coming from the big stages with all his experience will help him a lot.
Two-time
teaching them-
World Cup winner,
Exactly.
one of the youngest World Cup winners in history.
Just a call.
What more do you know?
One of the World Cups he beat the All Blacks. He was part of it, eh?
We're not going to talk about that now. That's
Oh.
in the past. We focus on the future now.
Okay.
I don't know the viewers know it,
Close
but
that
I'm All Black supporter, hence why we're wearing black. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, but I'm an All Black supporter and Angie is a
All
a
Black
Springbok
supporter with a green ID book.
No more green ID. Ek het destyds 'n groen ID boek. Ek het nou 'n kaartjie en is wit.
Then back to your news. Raymond Roux.
Eee.
Raymond Roux.
Call it a day.
Call it a day.
Call it a day. Shame. I think I feel for the guy. I think it's always sad to see a player of his caliber leaving the rugby fraternity. But let's not say leaving the rugby fraternity, just hanging up his boots, but he'll probably fill in a
He will
gap.
invest.
Yeah, he will
Definitely.
definitely, and I think a lot of teams will like his expertise going forward in terms of sharing his knowledge of the
Yeah,
game.
but Paris, I think it's better for him to hang up his boots now because the younger generation is
Yeah.
taking over, right? Before they destroy your name, the other step off.
Yeah, but I think that
Or step
injury,
Yeah.
he couldn't do anything about it, unfortunately.
But that's your news for all eight family, all about rugby. Here we go.
And we have obviously a special guest on our show today. It's somebody that is well known in South Africa, not only in the Western Cape. So always gaan op levels. We're going up.
Talk about it.
We're going up.
Talk about it.
He is a phenomenal rugby player.
Sê hulle is die Kaapse mooiste man.
Nie die Kaapie.
Wie dan?
Suid-Afrika se
South
mooiste man.
Africa's,
Yes.
oh my word.
He is the hoofseun, the head boy of South Africa.
No man.
Yes.
In the beauty industry.
Of course, he is a rugby player. In fact, a club rugby player in the Western Cape.
You must
And
something.
he is
You must
the hoofseun of South Africa.
And he's a captain.
And he's a captain.
Leader.
Of course.
Lead by example.
Of course.
Oh my word. Stop it, man.
Can you tell us who is our next guest on the ALL8 show?
ALL8 family, episode 3, live and direct. You don't want to know who it is. Marcel Roux, the one and only Mr. South Africa 2024 and the one and only Brackenfell captain.
Teacher at Sunningdale Prime.
Nou man, so hy maak nou weer klomp mooi kinders groot.
Of course.
Here we go.
None other than the hoofseun. Marcel Roux. Welcome, Marcel. Welcome to the ALL8 show. I mean, it's an honor and a privilege having you here. I mean, me and Angie spoke about this for a while, and we were like, we need Mr. South Africa on our show. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you guys so much for the honor and the privilege, obviously, to use your platform and to come on here in ALL8. I have to say, as fellow club players, when I saw the show, it was like, yeah, so look at these two gents, you know, well-known friends of mine. And yeah, you guys are leveling up in real life. Not because I'm on the show, but yeah. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction as well. I feel so quite important now.
Om nie 'n fout maak nie, jy is important. Jy's meneer Suid-Afrika, jy's meneer Cape Town nie.
Exactly.
Mr. South Africa.
Wel, ek was op 'n tyd meneer Kuilsrivier gewees.
Jezus.
Ek het net meneer Kuilsrivier gewees. So daai is nou leveling up in real life gewees. Ja.
Ja,
Nee, maar
definitief.
Nogmaals julle dankie so baie dat julle my genooi het vanaand vir hierso.
And Marcelo, we know that a lot of the people know you as Mr. South Africa, but they don't know really the Marcel. Tell us a bit about your life journey. I know I saw, but you played a bit overseas, if I'm not mistaken. And it's funny how you actually came to your true calling, if I must put it that way, with teaching as well. So tell us a bit about your story, Marcel's story.
Yeah, so I'm a boytjie actually in Kuilsrivier. I was born and raised in Kuilsrivier. Wat I sal sê is jy's 'n Kuilsrivier rot. Jy weet. Nee, maar so ek het hier groot geword, op Dekeilenaar of Mikro Laerskool gewees. Toe het ek oorgegaan na Dekeilenaar Laerskool toe. And then from there, I think rugby was something for me I was born with a rugby ball in my hand. I think since the beginning, my dad was a very big inspiration in rugby in my life. And since the beginning of time, I can remember he whether it was passing ball outside or taking me to a park to play rugby there, or even throwing me in with my brother because he's 3 years older than me. Then I must go practice with him in high school and I'm still in primary school. So the challenges came from then as well. But so like you mentioned as well, I'm a PE educator and also a sport organizer at Sunningdale Primary. And then also I'm a part-time CrossFit coach at Warrior Training in Edgemead.
Maybe you must ask us to come up there at Oosbekeerd.
I have to say, CrossFit, hy my gaat nogal geskop op 'n paar keer. But I have to say, CrossFit goes hand in hand with rugby. I mean, that saved me so many times. So that's what I do now. I'm also a proud dad.
Amen.
He's actually 7 months old today, so
she's ready for number 2?
Nee, nog nie. Not yet. Okay. Still need to climb this mountain. But I'm a proud dad to a 7-month-old baby boy, and then also a very proud husband to a beautiful wife. And she'll also kick me if I don't say I'm a proud dad of a nice Yorkie as well, a dog.
Same WhatsApp group, eh?
Same WhatsApp group, eh?
I have two.
He has two.
Definitely.
No, I'm telling you, the wife and the dog, eh? Sometimes I feel like the dog comes before me.
Mate,
I have a son and a dog.
Marcel, the feeling is mutual.
100%. I'm so happy that I'm not the only one.
Okay. It's fine.
But yeah, so yeah, that's me. And then also, yeah, I'm a born again Christian. I absolutely love it to go out there and inspire other people and tell people about Christ. I think I used it in my Mr. South Africa journey as well. A lot of times I said that we are truly better together. And if you look at the Springboks hashtag as well, it's also better together, you know. And I feel that my life's mission is to build the next generation. And since a young age, I had this passion for kids, especially the younger generation. And I think that's why I find myself coaching and being involved in the school sport. And because I feel like sport as well, I know what sport did for me.
Yes.
Come rugby now.
Yeah.
You know, it teaches you, for us men, it teaches you how to be a man. When you get knocked out, you need to stand back
Get
up,
up
right up. And sometimes you can't, you physically can't. Like your body, it just doesn't want to. But then you have 14 other guys on the field that can pick you up, you know? And that's exactly the same mindset that I wanted to instill in the next generation. And then furthermore, some of my hobbies is obviously to play rugby. I would say, since I come from the Kalen, I absolutely love to dance. Ek kan nog as my biscuit skit.
Nee, ons het gesien.
man.
Ons het gesien.
Andrew,
En
ons het gesien.
En ons gaan vir jou vra later in die show om
Net so,
om jou biscuit te
hoe
skit.
sê hulle? Wait.
Hey, goed te post op TikTok of Instagram of sulke goed as jy want soos rugby spelers doen mos nou nie eintlik dit nie.
Yes.
But since my wife came into the picture, she was also the person that she signed me up for Mrs. South Africa basically, because I never would have done that before. Of for my own, ja, nooit nie.
Maar jou vrou is baie slim, want sy het iets in jou gesien.
Sy moes definitief en ek dink ek is vir ewig dankbaar vir haar daarvoor want sonder haar sou dit nie moontlik gewees het vandag en die dinge wat op my pad gekom het tot en met dusver toe. Maar ja, vir my ek dink dit is die beste ding is om maar iemand in jou corner te kan hê. Jy weet wat jy kan
100%.
druk. She pushes you in the right direction. Sometimes you don't see it, but you know, having that external force, seeing things that you don't see actually, it pushes you. Maar ja, soos buite die biscuit skit, dink ek vir my is dit ook 'n groot passie is om vis te gaan vang. Ek love dit om 'n bietjie lyn te gaan nat maak en net soos julle nou gesê het 'n lekker biertjie te geniet saam met chommies en so. And then furthermore is just to live life to its fullest.
En 'n golfie? Niks golfie?
Ja, ek wil hom sê ek is 'n golfspeler, maar dan gaan ek nou lieg op kamera.
Ja, maar ons sê altyd ons is 'n golfspeler,
Ja, maar
Jesus.
every time they ask us what's your handicap?
Nee, wat nou vra ek. Nee, ek weet nie eens
wat. Dit is nog 'n handicap van ons.
Ek slaan die bal van die helfte daar en dan stap ek net maar van daar tot daar so.
Ja, die lyk op so 'n pad speel.
Maar vir my stap ek so van bos tot bos, jong. Die ander manne stap net reguit, maar ek stap dan so bos tot bos ding. So ek
'n bolletjie soek?
Ja, bolletjie soek. Ek drop sommer 'n bolletjie waar ook al ek wil.
Dis 'n NGD. Dis definitief 'n NG.
Ons kan se afspeel.
Ja, definitief, same WhatsApp group. Right, Marcel, and it brings us to our second question. I know it's not an easy thing to compete in Mr. South Africa. What motivates you as a person? As you just said, your wife pushed you for this. But what motivates you as a person, as Marcel Roux, as an individual? I know you and your wife are one, but as a person, you're standing alone on that stage. Live broadcast in front of the whole South Africa. What goes through your mind?
Sure, you're taking me right back to that stage now. I think because we had to fly up the Monday, we had to fly up to Johannesburg, and then we obviously had the full week of prep for the competition itself. So I can still remember the Monday was still fine, everything was alright, you know, going through everything. Then you have to leave our shoot here, that was fine. I think it was up here by the Wednesday, it started to get a little bit more serious for me because I started to realize that, you know, a few days from now, I need to walk on that stage. And you know, the challenging factor for me was also that I knew that I had a whole school basically, Sunnydale Primary, that told me that they're going to do watch parties, and you know, I know the rugby club guys and everybody in the rugby community knew, you know, I was going for Mr. South Africa. So I've really felt that pressure of, you know, here's this guy from Kuils River and I'm needing to compete in this thing, and I'm competing against like people with PhDs, people that does modeling for a living, you know. So it was very good guys that I needed to compete against, and I thought to myself, I need to find something, And I think that whole process, I can only bring it down to one thing, and it was only God.
Yeah.
I mean, the times that I went to my room on my own, where I just fell on my knees and prayed, when I felt a little bit overwhelmed, all the times where I went down to the gym, and I just did a normal session, but I thought in my mind, listen here, Lord, I feel so helpless here because I don't know, everything is out of my comfort zone, like you'll need to take over.
Yeah.
Take the wheel.
And I can still remember a very prominent moment. I think it was like 20 minutes. There was like a countdown timer on the stage as well. And if you stand backstage on my side, you could see the timer going down.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, oh, damn, 20 minutes, then I need to walk out here. Everything is rehearsed, everything is ready, but you still have that. And I was still sick at that time as well. Like in that week, one of the challenges was like I was coughing up phlegm, everything was not lacquer. So I thought to myself, Lord, oh my days, I don't know. You got to take over. And then I can still remember everybody was still down in the changing rooms. And I stood up there and I just felt in my heart I needed to pray. So I literally walked up and down backstage, going up, just professing and saying, listen,
That's the good thing about things like that. The nerves always help you.
Yeah, and I have to say, I think it was about 10 minutes left. I just suddenly felt this like calmness coming over me. And in the weeks, obviously building up, or months building up to the Mr. South Africa, my dad also passed away, so that was a very big thing for me.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
No, thank you very much. But I had this wrote a note for me a while back, and some of the words on there was like, I might not always be here for you, but know that I'm there in your heart, and I can still remember, I still laminated the thing in my place where I stood, and I packed it out and everything with the perfumes and everything like that, and that note was there. And I think the combination of praying behind stage and having that letter there, that was one of the biggest motivating factors for me, going out there and really enjoying the moment first, because it is one in a lifetime moment.
Definitely.
And once I stepped out on that stage, I just felt like, all right, I got this, And I knew that my wife was sitting my wife and my daughter were sitting in the audience, and then my baby boy was also there. So that was quite a big motivating factor for me. That got
And
me
then
through.
we wanted to say, for a youngster, I know you won 2024 now, but for a youngster that really wants to do it, but because us rugby players, we want to keep our stuff. We don't want to really do this whole, this modeling. But I mean, there's some of us that are good at it, but we just don't want to come out because we feel like we're gonna be judged by people based on various things. Like, jy speel rugby, dis kom seker mans kyk maak 'n voorbeeld. People are like that. People try and break you down. What advice would you give to youngsters, especially rugby players that want to pursue going into modeling, going into entering Mr. South Africa? What advice would you give to youngsters in general?
So I would say, first of all, the biggest thing where I lived my life is that I came to find in this whole process, true growth doesn't happen inside your comfort zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
It happens outside your comfort zone.
100%.
If you are not going to challenge yourself and place yourself in certain type of situations where you are going to be tested, I mean, they say always that diamonds are formed under immense pressure.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the same mentality that you as a youngster should have. I mean, the world is literally your oyster. You need to pave your way going forward. So if you know that there's something about yourself that you feel like, okay, maybe I can make it in the industry, why not pursue it? I mean, the biggest thing that they can say to you is no.
Yeah.
And then you move on to the next one.
Yeah.
That's the only way that we learn. It's like you need to walk forward. If you stump your toe, it's fine. There's always a plaster.
Yeah.
Wrap your toe, move on to the next one.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing that the Lord gave us, is ambition. And if you don't follow ambition and the vision aligning with that, you'll never live life to the fullest.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest part. I mean, I can still remember playing club rugby, and I won't say the club's name, but I mean, there was a lot of guys that were making those comments as well. Like, obviously, if I tackle the guy, if the guy tackles me, then you someone shout, ja, lekker meneer Suid-Afrika or something like that. I mean, you're going to get those things in life,
basics.
you know, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's either words, you submit to the words that wants to pull you down, or you show them by action. I'm a firm believer in action, bro. So like, you need to stand up and you need to pave your way forward. So that's my advice to the next generation. Be bold. You were created to be bold. So step into it and pave your way forward, because you never know the blessing on the other side. And you don't want to be the person standing in the way of your own blessing.
100%.
So it doesn't matter what other people say about
Yeah.
you, really.
There's a song, Words Can Bring
Yeah.
You Down.
Yes, so
And I think, oh yeah, dis golden spoon. What you said, it's something that a lot of youngsters need to hear, because I think a lot of them are still in a shell, and I think they need to come out, they need to blossom.
Exactly.
Marcel, dan bring ons op die volgende vraag. Die eindelike ding is, jy sien baie jong ouens besef hulle moet net sport doen. Reg? Ek gaan vir ons drie as 'n voorbeeld. Ons drie is al drie onderwysers, reg? Maar ons doen 'n bietjie ragas ook. Maar was ons al drie se droom om te weet, ek sou gelyk sit om eendag ook 'n stormstreep in my kop te trek. Net die idee daarvan. Maar daar kom maar 'n fase wat jy moet seker peace maak met die idea, okay, I'm not good enough for this. So I need to change my goal.
Yeah.
I need to go study and settle my career, so that I'm definitely satisfied with what I've done in the university years. But now I can't achieve anything in rugby, so I have to go study to secure a solid future for myself, because rugby is not working out for me. So wanneer jy daai besluit gemaak, of jy dit tydens jou rugby loopbaan begin maak, dat jy, ek moet eintlik gaan leer, ek moet onderwyser word, en wanneer jy besef, nie dat jy te oud is nou nie, van die 27, so die spasie vir om nog in 'n system te kom is groot. Een game, een oog, dan is jy daar. Byvoorbeeld kyk jy meneer Suid-Afrika. Wie kon dink? 2 jaar terug het jy op 'n Vrydag aan die op 'n nat veld rondgehardloop. 'n jaar daarna performing on a stage live in front of South Africa, Mr. South Africa. So wanneer maak jy daai besluit? Okay, dit is nou nie meer vir my nie. Ek moet nou my next goal attack. Ek moet nou gaan study. Ek moet nou vir my 'n beter toekoms secure. Verstaan? So hoe dink jy het jy daai benader in terme van 'n persoon toe jy gesien het, okay, rugby is daar, maar dit gaan nie vir my daai bring wat ek wil hê nie. Wanneer het jy daai besluit gemaak?
So ek moet sê, dit was seker so 2-3 jaar terug gewees. Het ek dit amper al begin voel, want ek dink the dream was always to get into a system, a provincial system, eventually go up. And yes, it was one of my main prayer points to actually make it. And we went for the trials, and then you were like just there, and then something happened, and then it just didn't happen. For me, my whole high school career was like that. I mean, every single time I went to the second last round or maybe last round, and then a guy from Paul Roux or a guy from, someone else, they got it, you know. And for a kid that age, you get demotivated quickly.
100%.
And I think it was in my club rugby career here at the end where I started just to feel, listen, maybe my purpose in life isn't I know it is to impact other people, but maybe it's not through rugby. In the way that I thought it would be, to maybe play on the TV and then be this figure and people looking at this figure and maybe me sharing my story. But I came to find actually in my club years at Brackenfell, there was numerous of times where people which were younger and older than me, people that were actually there were seniors, like 5, 6, 7 years older than me, came to me and would have a heart-to-heart with me, saying that this happened in my family, doesn't know how to deal with it, or this. So I think in a sense the impact was still there, and I was too dumb to recognize it at the time, because my goal was to get there on that on that level of rugby and then make my impact like that. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, the impact was being made throughout the whole process. So I came to terms with it because I knew that I was still being used in that sense of the captaincy role as well at Brackenfell. And I think that is why I have such a big love for the club and for the people of the club. But I think in last year, once I was in the process of the Mrs. South Africa thing, I came to realize that, listen here, because then obviously I did some research about what the platform is and what it entails, and afterwards, and I went to go look at all of the other Mrs. South Africas and what they've done with their platform. And I came to realize, listen here, the impact that you've dreamed about having, you can use this platform to inspire others on a different level, to use your strengths that you have.
Yes.
And in that process, I saw that, listen here, this can actually work. And so I started feeling more confident, and up until the evening of being the Mrs. South Africa, I think that was just like the ultimate cherry on the cake for me, where I started to know now, all right, maybe this is my purpose. This is where I need to step in, how I can come on to the ALL8 show, and speak to the viewers, and maybe only something small that someone can say can maybe change or plant a seed in their heart. So I think 2 or 3 years ago that I came to terms with it, and it also allowed me to play my game without that stress on me. It's nothing worse to play a rugby game knowing, that there might be a scout here next to the field.
Yeah.
You can't knock a ball, you can't do this, you can't do that.
These circumstances.
It's so much pressure on you.
It's so
and
much
you
pressure.
don't want to make
Pressure,
a
yeah.
mistake.
So for me, just to play that game fluently and just to have fun with the guys surrounding me, I think that was the ultimate thing for me, enjoying my rugby.
And then I wanted to ask you, with regards to, I know you guys normally do like charity drives as Mr. South Africa. Is there any a specific charity that you guys, or that you specifically partnering with through this journey that you working with Mr.
So
South
I
Africa?
actually started my own NPO, or in the
Okay.
processes of starting my own
Okay.
NPO, yeah. So which is called Truly Able. You can actually go onto Instagram and type in Truly Able. The page will come up on Facebook as well. So Truly Able is now it's more like let's call it a charity where people can donate also towards, and then those finances will be used to upskill the community surrounding our area. So I'm running it through the primary schools in the Western Cape.
Yes.
So for now, I started it at my own school at Sunningdale Primary, where I use the kids, which is in the privileged position, to go to the communities as not prefects, but as monitors basically, and they get to witness the lives of the kids, in less fortunate positions. We do that through food drives that we hold at our school. We had our first one now in December actually, where we got to distribute those big chip boxes for 22 families, for 10 of our general assistants at our school as well, and then also 15 families of our own school that were struggling as well. We wrapped the boxes and we went to go give it to them with non-perishable items, so that they obviously didn't have to spend money throughout the December on
very
that.
good.
And then also to do sanitary drives. I think people in the less fortunate positions, girls
struggle
needing
a
their
lot,
sanitary items. It's a day-to-day crisis that people struggle with. And then also a very big part of it is to hold events, obviously to gather some funds where we can go to these communities, and if there's leaks that needs to be fixed, or I'm very about self-sustainable things, like I love vegetables, so vegetable gardens in the farming communities, where one of my sponsors is Spar Sunningdale, so they go to these communities, so they give them like seeds and stuff like that, flour, oil, stuff like that, so we can build ovens for them where they can make bread for the kids every single morning, or we can build them greenhouses where they can plant and harvest their own things, and then
Without
also
spending any money.
renovating their houses. So that is Truly Able in a nutshell. So my big aim with that is to obviously plant Truly Able in not every school in the Western Cape, but my dream is every school in the Western Cape, to really make an impact.
Listeners and viewers, please do us a favor. Go follow Truly Able with our boy Marcel, Mr. South Africa. His purpose is pure. Please go give him a follow, support him, and any person who wanna sponsor him or anything for Truly Able, you're more than welcome. Make
Please
contact
do,
with him.
please do.
And what he's doing is perfect, and I will definitely, if I'm able, I will sponsor Truly Able. Definitely.
They say
you so
you are more than
able.
able.
Here
So
we go.
please, if you are by means to come on board with Truly Able, please, it's a nice platform to give back to the community, and that's what we are here for.
For
We're
it,
here to
definitely.
put out
And uplift.
NGOs, MPOs, so that we can get our community in the best shape and educate the community about various things in this country. So, Cello, any interesting plans in the pipeline or anything coming up now?
So for the year, obviously, is to the brand partners of Mrs. South Africa is also my sponsors for the year. So for me, I need to do my best, obviously, to go to their events and do some content creation for them, seeing as that they send me all those lovely products for being Mrs. South Africa, which I'm so grateful for, and my wife also. But yeah, I think the immediate thing, which is very, very exciting, is Bravo came to shoot me at school, which is actually airing this Thursday, 9 o'clock on Cape Net, where I got to share a little bit about my passions and how I interact with the kids at school and through various sports like rugby, for instance. And I think that is I'm so excited for the world to see a different side of me, not only by the words that I spoke, but my actions.
Your actions, yeah.
And so I'm very excited for that. So I mean, if you guys want to tune in on Thursday, 9 o'clock, on Bravo.
Not even if you guys, you must please go and show some love.
It's the head boy.
FC in van
It's the
South
head
Africa.
boy. Marcel, then Super League A Rugby. Super League A. What club will you be joining this year?
So I have to say, with a bitter taste in my mouth, ladies and gentlemen, that this year I was asked not to participate in rugby for the year. I know you guys are feeling, yes, thank you so much to this guy. This guy's not going to run over me or tackle me this year. But I think because it is in the beauty and in the pageantry world, you guys know I always have stitches in my eyes or blue eyes. Or my chin being knocked open. Us forwards, we like to be in the ball. So they asked me, obviously, just to take a break from rugby, but in that as well, I feel that's a big blessing as well, since my son is only 7 months old. So this year is going to be all of his firsts. So it's actually a blessing in disguise, and I get to be part of that as well. But I'm hanging my togs up, but I'm not hanging it up too high.
Okay.
Oh.
It's here in the middle.
As dit
So
is
that it's
as a
gathering,
zine.
there's net so eye level. It shouldn't gather up too much dust.
That's okay.
So if things work out, then I might look at joining the Super League A next year again. But ek gaan my kaarte naby hou.
Yeah, I would
You never know.
punt it
You never know what's coming over your life and over your path when it comes to club selection. But I mean, that's me in a nutshell.
Can I ask you the top 3 clubs that you would join if you come back? What is the top 3?
100% minimum.
Well, I have to say my faithful Brackenfell.
Yeah, definitely.
That's my bloed is blauw.
Yeah.
Of wit and blauw.
The nice thing, you need to also white and blue.
It's not all blacks, bro. But I think a big contender as well, and I think there's a big love for the club as well, and the people of the club is Unimal, which is definitely one spot. So you were spot on there.
The people's choice.
And I don't know the third one, Think.
The Kayla?
I don't know. I mean,
Just remember, you're Kayla Roth, eh?
Yeah.
You're Kayla Roth.
It's true. But I think for me, I want to be part of my whole life. I've been part because I've been in high school. Not to say that there's any clubs, that's not there yet. I think the club actually in Super League A is so competitive. But I think for me, I'm just used to, those clubs where you rock up and there's a set structure in place, coaches working from, from minute to minute, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I think that professionalism is what I'm quite eager for. So I think, I don't know, my third club, man, I've always had a love for, you know, this district and that stuff. But yeah, you don't know. I don't know if I'll maybe go to a Hamilton's, or I don't like driving too far, man. So I think it's rather 2 clubs than 3
and I
clubs.
think like we are probably like the closest
Yeah?
to you are. So
Yeah.
don't hesitate.
Well, the
Don't
closest is
hesitate.
actually NTK, so you never know.
Yeah, but
but
it's
they
Super League B.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's also true.
yeah, like
But if you
They just couldn't hold on, eh? I feel like NTK is every year right there.
and I think they had the best season that they could have had.
Like, honestly,
I mean,
yo.
tight games.
I think it was just unfortunate at the end that it had that result. I mean,
yeah, but I think
Yeah.
for years it's been coming. I mean, what 5-6 years consistently winning that.
relegation, yeah.
Yeah.
Marcel, then, I don't know if you are currently following what's going on in Super League A or the transfer windows. You see there's a lot of movements.
A lot.
Players. Okay, so you're following.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm hearing all the stories, you know,
All the
club
stories.
players moving from this side to that side.
okay. Rowan, former Durbell Boykie, is he moving back to Brackenfell?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I have an inside with, you know, with the coaches, obviously, because I'm captain and stuff like that. So or was captain, but they don't always share all their cards with me. So now and then they throw a name at my, you know, to my side. But to be quite honest, Ruan, I don't know.
And I wanted to ask you
100%
now
I don't
that
know.
you're not playing solo, are you maybe gonna go into maybe like coaching for the year, like where you can help?
I think my schedule is so busy at the moment with school and coaching at school, and obviously part-time being at matches. It's a bit difficult for me to
Commit fully.
commit fully in that club
Yeah.
rugby sense, because if you think about it, club rugby is 3 times a week plus a Saturday,
yeah,
so
it's
that's
4, yeah.
that's 4 of your 7 days throughout the whole week.
And the wife already missed a lot of that 4
Yeah.
days. So I
Yeah.
mean, this year's
it's
tough,
difficult. It's
but
very difficult
I
job.
think we're gonna see you maybe.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely come make a turn by the clouds. I mean, I can't stay away. It's just that
It's like a drug name.
it's that bittersweet feeling of, you know, you right there and you just can't.
Yeah.
You want to, but you can't. But I think it's also good for the year because I get to do
Rest
things
your
more,
body.
rest my body, go a bit more in the gym. Next year I'm going to be twice my size and I'm going to adore both of you. You know, so you'll never know.
Yeah, it was about right, Marcel. Then, we're not going to talk about the transfers now because, as we know, it's silly season. Silly season. But for you, as a captain who played in this league for certain years, what do you think will the top 6 looks like at the end of the season? Just for interest sake.
Sure. I think the top 6, like every year, it's predominantly your bigger clubs. I mean, obviously there will be a Hamilton's in the mix, a Falls Bay. Obviously Unimil is always there. Villages, I know Villages is
Yeah, for the
throwing-
last 5 years,
they're
they've been in
throwing
top 6.
lots of stuff around and, you know, having some good players. I know some of our best players has also moved over till there as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a very interesting season. I hear Van der Stel is also, you know, the whole system is.
I just said we're not
turning
gonna talk
around.
about Van der Stel, but somehow they popped up. They just
So for
They like
me-
in our feeds always.
Yeah.
You open TikTok, look, Van der
They're
Stel.
there. But for me as well, I mean, check a few years ago when Helderberg joined, you know, the Super League A, nobody thought, you know, who's Helderberg? And they came and surprised us all by winning majority of the teams.
And almost winning the league.
Yeah,
the first
were runners up, man.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
they lost the
it,
Mighties.
it's a possibility. So that's why I say the league, the Super League A is so unpredictable. For many years, it was always, you'll know, all right, maybe Durbell on top, you know, this
Marties.
guys, Marties, all of them. But I think this year, because you like want to watch the club rugby now because it's a 50-50
Yeah.
chance for anyone to maybe make an upset. I know Tigre is also wild. St. George's is wild. So I mean, anyone can win on the day, which makes it quite exciting, which makes it also bittersweet for me because I want to be part of the journey and I can't. So I'll leave it up to you guys, you know?
Then Marcel, my last question for you. In the Super League A, if you can think about it in the past, if there's one player in this league, do you think is really tough and give you sleepless nights? Who is that player?
Yeah, so now you're asking me a difficult question, eh? I think, yeah, every game was different because you need to prep yourself for the games, you know, and some cases you have like 2 or 3 players. Is it a player from another club or should it be a player from my own club?
In your club, another club,
Doesn't
but
matter what
Doesn't
club.
matter because in your club the competition is also tight. Enormous.
You know, I think the best defender, like, I didn't see a guy defending like this guy like for a very long time, and I think it was our 8th man, Reimert Spreet. The guy with a
Red card.
red.
Rumor has it.
I was the guy with the red trumpet, yeah. But he was the guy with the orange one.
The
But
orange
thank you-
one, yes.
Thank you for the compliment, though.
But listen, rumor has it there might be a possible move for him to Villages, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So that I also heard that one, yeah. But I think defense-wise as well, he's also good on attack. But I think his defense is on another level. I mean, you can go watch his highlight reel as well. Is the way that he just, you know, gets into the guys, and some guys go to the hospital. I mean, it's enough said.
So is that chicken breast and egg whites? Or
Well, most probably, I don't know. I don't
Set
follow
up
his
and out.
diet.
Can't be it can't be cucumber and broccoli, my man.
Yeah, but I think he's a gym guy, yeah. So, but you can see it as well on the field. And I think a guy that's very similar to, I always look at the guys that's similar to my playing style, work rate, like you mentioned now. I think Leon Carstens is for me also captain of Unimol. I think he's also a figure that you need to watch on the field. So when I used to play against you guys as well, I would
Call him
watch
chicken
him
pock.
because he just rocks up out of nowhere and then smashes you. I can still remember that evening game we had against you guys.
Yes.
I got a
It
break.
was last year?
Yeah, I got a
Last year,
break
last year.
through the line, and I brushed off 2 or 3 guys, and then I thought I was through, and then suddenly I see this guy from the side, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going. So I think Leon is most definitely one of the most hardworking guys in the league. Someone that's also loyal to his club, someone that leads by example and not only words. And I think someone that players, they trust in him. So if he doesn't play on the day, sometimes you feel a bit like, all right, we need to step up our game today because he's not playing. So I have to say, like, Leon is one of the top guys for me in the club, in the Super League A.
Yes, definitely. Great player, very tough. But Leon, 4 more seasons. 4 more. Please, 4 more seasons. Unimol need you, Paris, and we need him as well.
100%. And then once again, we just like to thank our sponsors. SSA Custom Designs for the great water, the Woodswater. And then we would like to thank FLM Attorneys for once again just being our main sponsor and being behind us. And then there is a non-profit organization that Salo started now recently, Truly Able. Please, if you are by means to support this non-profit, we will really appreciate it. If you can't get hold of him, you can get hold of us and we will put you through to him. And please, man, just show love. And then, you guys know, it comes to the saddest time. We love talking all day, but unfortunately, it is time. Salo, ons wil net baie dankie sê vir jou wat jou tyd opgeoffer het. And thank you for sharing your story, because I think that's what we want to get out to the youngsters. Share the story, share the purpose, the vision, because a lot of them don't have, let's say, father figures for that matter, and messages, words can always make a difference to youngsters. So we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for
Thank you guys.
being on the ALL8.
Pleasure's all mine.
That's all from the ALL8 family. We would just love to thank you. And then we would like you guys to do not 1, not 2, but 3 things for us.
Is it?
Angie?
Julle gehoor? Like?
Share.
Subscribe.
Hey! Like, share, subscribe.
Here we go. Like, share, subscribe. Here we go.